Whenever you are ready.
What is fast fashion? Fast fashion is the inexpensive clothing produced rapidly by mass retailers in response to the latest trends. Good morning, my name is Delaney Clark, and I'm going to answer the question of how has social media impacted the environment through its influence on fashion. Carbon emissions from fast fashion are taking over the atmosphere. To produce and place a single pair of jeans in a store, 33.4 kilograms of carbon are emitted. 10% of all carbon emissions come from the fast fashion industry alone. Another environmental impact is extreme water usage. The fast fashion industry is the second largest consumer of the world's water supply. Dyeing and treatment of fabrics also have an effect on the water. Contaminated water is oftentimes returned back to the environment for people and animals to consume, leading to illnesses. Dyeing and treatment contributes to 20% of all wastewater. This amount of water that is wasted could easily meet the needs of millions of people if it was purified. Plastic packaging used for clothing is excessive, explains Yasmina Aklam, author for One Green Planet. She also explains that brands often tell influencers to hide the plastic packaging while filming promotions. The actual shipping of items harm the environment as well, contributing 34% of all carbon emissions. Finally, wasted fabrics and discarded clothing play a role as well in the environmental harm done by fast fashion. These items that clog rivers and parks are often placed there after being thrown out and being returned from cheap markets in poorer countries. 84% of all clothing ends up in these underdeveloped countries, either in incinerators or in landfills. Each of these impacts contribute to global warming, most of all being the carbon emissions that are clogging the atmosphere. Let's now discuss the role of social media in fast fashion. Social media gives brands instant access to their target demographics. Ads are seen by consumers at all hours of the day in more intimate environments, explained by Rachel Minro, the author of Ultra Fast Fashion's Eating the World. Influencers are often sent packages of clothing to promote to their viewers in haul videos. This is a win for both the brand and the influencer. The brand receives exposure for their brand, and the influencer keeps the clothing as well as getting paid oftentimes. Social media makes influencers hyper-aware of their outfits. According to a 2017 poll, 41% of women aged 18 to 25 feel the pressure to buy and wear a new outfit each time they go out. This pressure is what keeps the fast fashion industry booming. Consumers would rather buy an entire outfit to wear once from an unsustainable brand than buy one shirt from a brand that is sustainable. Why do we follow trends? Human beings are social creatures that are programmed to deeply connect with those in our packs, says Bradley Hughes in an article posted by Forbes. He further explains that our brains signal that we've violated a social norm when we feel that we are being excluded or that we are falling behind on current trends. Consumers are so easily influenced because they trust the products recommended to them and that influencers do have their best interests in mind. Influencers create safe spaces for their viewers, making them feel like they truly know the influencer. Solutions to the environmental impacts caused by fast fashion. Recycling or donating your old clothes are the two easiest ways to decrease the amount of clothing that will end up in landfills. The easiest way being simply donating your clothes or upcycling your old clothes that don't fit you anymore. Apps like Depop and Poshmark are often used to sell clothes that are wanted and a profit is made, making them more appealing than simply donating them. Social media can be used for good when organizations use it to inform consumers on ways to aid the environment and how they can recycle clothes. Social media is helpful in spreading word about helpful measures that can be taken, such as participating in the slow fashion movement. The slow fashion movement was first coined by the designer Kate Fletcher in 2008, and it simply means to be mindful when purchasing and disposing of clothes, and overall just buying less. There is also hope for the individuals who conform to the practices of fast fashion. Evidence presented in developmental cognitive neuroscience shows that adolescents are more likely to resist and conform to negative behaviors presented by their peers. So hopefully when fast fashion is recognized as a negative behavior, less people will participate. conclusion, fast fashion has many damaging side effects to the environment, but the damage can be slowed if consumers take action and begin donating, recycling, or selling unwanted items. Consumers must realize the impacts of fast fashion are not worth the price of a cheap outfit. Thank you.
All right. Okay, for your first question, what evidence did you gather that you did not include, and why did you choose not to include it?
I found that there are often really unsafe working conditions in the factories of these third world countries that the clothes are being produced in, but I didn't include that because it didn't really affect the environment.
Okay. What additional questions emerged from your research, and why are these questions important?
Another question that I did find was the impact of the people working in the factories, and that's important because those people are often in third world countries and they do not have the rights and resources to get out of those factories and get a better job.
All right, thanks.